Every teacher and counselor has the Student Password Reset Tool shortcut on their desktop. When I double-click on this, it takes me to the Teacher-Assisted Student Passwords page. Using this page, I can set a password for a new student, and I can also reset a password for a current student who has forgotten their password or whose password has expired. And also if they've gotten locked out of their account. First, I will have to use my staff credentials to log into this tool. And then I need to know, ideally, the student's ID. That seems to work the best. However, you can do a search based on their name, but it has to be very precise in spelling. For example, I could search for Hecker Jonah, and it finds my student Jonah Hecker. I could search for Hecker J, if I don't know the full spelling, and put an asterisk as like a place filler for the rest of his name, and that would pull him up. Or I can just put in his student ID and click find, and that will find Jonah for me. I find that having the student ID works the best, so the student standing next to you, I would just ask for their student ID. Okay, once I enter their student ID and I click on their particular information, you'll see that there are various things I can do here. I can unlock their account. I can reset their password. Okay, so here I'm going to choose to reset the password. Okay. You can do this either if the student is right next to you or if they're not. But typically you're going to be doing this when the student is present. So I'm going to check off that Jonah is present. Okay, and then here is where Jonah would set his new set his new password, sorry. Once he resets his password using this tool, an email will be sent to his fcpsschools.net email account. If he wanted it to be sent to a different email, he could enter it here. I never do that. It's not required. So I think that getting it to their fcpsschools.net account is enough, but you could give them the option if you want. Now here's where they'll need to type their new password twice. And all of the requirements are listed up here. Basically that it has to be 8 characters long. It needs to have 1 uppercase, 1 lowercase, a number, and then also that it can't contain their ID number, their first name, or their last name. What I typically recommend to students is that if they've been a student at FCPS before, they just use the last password that they remember and change the number. So they would type in their new password twice here. It'll give them a message if it doesn't meet the complexity requirements, which would mean that it's not meeting all of the things listed up here. It'll also give them a message if they didn't type the same password in both boxes. Okay. If they successfully do that, they meet the complexity requirements and they type the same password in both boxes, when they submit it, it will give a message saying that it has been successful. You can do this for as many students as you like. They just have to be done one by one.